Came here with a utopic idea to discuss such complex phenomena as history and memory culture, and I wasn't really expected that we got such a manifold public, so different young people, so very engaged people. Our goal was just to define where we are in contemporary memory culture and history culture. How does it differ from the memory culture of the past, whether it was in Central or Eastern Europe or in Western Europe, and to find the traps, the dangers of this memory culture. And I think that it came very well through the discussion that the main danger is that we do not face an enemy with one identity, with one ideology, that the ideology of the European Union is simply you can't catch it, you can't circumvent it, so you don't have real answers, you can defend yourself. And what was fascinating for me, how good the young people in the public they reacted, and the questions were great and very diverse. There was no consensus in this way. There were young people who supported the European idea. The majority was a bit more skeptical against it. But I think that when we go home today, we have maybe not so many answers, but many questions to take with and to ponder about. So that was really a very successful event.
So the topic of the talk of today was historical revisionism, and my opinion on that is that museums in Brussels in general are not doing such a bad job on that. However, there are quite clear tendencies among academics, among tour guides, among historians to prioritize certain historical narratives over others. So it's definitely something to watch out for. And we've been debating, for instance, how propaganda works. One of the ways it works is in showing the truth in a very selective way. And so it's definitely something that we do have to watch out for. What people very much need is to keep open the debate about historical affairs. If we just accept everything as it's given, and we have to face it, it's given in an ever more easily digestible way, the consequence of which being that people tend to accept things with much more ease and without too much critique. If all of that happens, then distortions of history are lurking on the horizon. So it is something that I do agree that we have to watch out for, absolutely.
These kind of debates that are very important nowadays, because with all this digital era in which we're living in, I think it's very important to question ourselves what is being done with history, how is it being revised, and the role that museums plays in our society. So I think organizing an event like this is very good for us, especially young people, to gather together in order to question ourselves and to look at museums differently, and also to question how mementos are placed within the urban scenario, and when also looking back in retrospective, how we perceive history and how it's being studied, and also it will help us to look